Chosen one. This is no ordinary moment. Your presence here was not the result of coincidence or luck. Long before you pressed play, heaven had already marked this exact moment for you. God has guided your steps with intention, leading you into a divine encounter designed specifically for your life. This is a sacred appointment, carefully arranged by heaven itself. You are standing on the edge of an extraordinary breakthrough, a season of supernatural provision, divine increase, and a heavenly shift that will transform not only your present circumstances but the legacy you leave behind. Chosen one. This significant Monday has arrived, bringing with it a blessing that carries your name. The atmosphere in the heavens has changed, and divine messengers have already been sent ahead of you. Obstacles that refused to move for years are finally giving way. Opportunities once locked are opening wide. The long season of waiting and lack is coming to an end. As it is written in Habakkuk 2:3, for the vision awaits an appointed time. Though it lingers, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay. That appointed season has arrived. Anointed one. Today is unlike any other day. This is a Kairos moment, a sacred intersection where God's perfect timing meets your unwavering trust and expectation. The prayers you whispered when no one else could hear are preparing to become visible testimonies. Open your heart to this divine atmosphere. I remain with me until the very end. And get ready, because heaven has already released what belongs to you. Chosen one. This is more than another Monday. It is a day marked by destiny, where heaven's purpose joins with your faith and divine power begins to move in remarkable ways. Perhaps you sensed it from the moment you opened your eyes today. There was an unexplainable peace, a quiet excitement, a gentle awareness that something beyond the natural had already begun. That feeling is not an illusion. It is evidence that heaven has aligned your steps and that your season has shifted. Every hidden tear, every prayer spoken in solitude, every decision to trust God instead of surrendering to fear has been seen, remembered, and carefully recorded before heaven. You didn't even know it, but you were passing tests. Those seasons of waiting and walking through valleys were not wasted. They were preparation, and because you didn't quit, the reward is rushing toward you like a river. The miracle attached to this Monday isn't pending. It isn't possible. It is certain. But don't be surprised if it arrives in unexpected form. Miracles often come quietly. Sometimes the breakthrough isn't a trumpet blast, but the sudden peace that settles into your chest. Sometimes it's the phone call you weren't expecting, the email you thought would never come, the decision whispered in a room you didn't even enter. That is how God works. Subtle yet unstoppable. Hidden yet undeniable. Chosen one. You weren't targeted by trouble. You were chosen by grace. You have not been marked for punishment. You have been marked for promotion. This is the season where your hidden obedience becomes public evidence. The yes you gave in the unseen is about to be revealed in undeniable proof. Those who doubted you will see fruit. Those who laughed at your discipline will hear the sound of your breakthrough. Those who overlooked you will not be able to ignore the evidence. This is your Monday of proof. The whisper you spoke in faith is about to echo as a roar. The seed you watered with tears is ready for harvest. And remember, this miracle is not just for you. It is too big to remain contained. Your cup is overflowing, not for display, but for distribution. The people connected to you will be blessed simply because you didn't quit. This Monday will stand as a monument in your journey. You will look back and know that was the day everything changed. But come through noise or spectacle, it will come through quiet confidence. The awareness that you are no longer begging, you are receiving. You are no longer hoping, you are walking in manifestation. Let today be the day you stop apologizing for the oil on your life. Chosen one. Rise with purpose. Stop shrinking to fit small spaces. Stop dimming your light to make others feel comfortable. This miracle is not meant to flatter you. It is meant to announce you. It is positioning you in the seat heaven reserved for you from the beginning. You prayed for this. You sacrificed for this. You believed for this. And now it is here, not as coincidence, but as divine interruption. When God steps into your timeline, circumstances bend toward favor. Dead ends transform into highways. What once mocked you as impossible becomes the only possible outcome. This Monday is holy, crafted in the unseen, wrapped in divine timing, hand delivered to meet you now. And this, chosen one, is only the beginning of your visible proof. Chosen one, listen closely. What you are stepping into today is not random chance. This is divine orchestration, a heavenly interruption prepared long before you could imagine. When God moves, He does not ask permission from people. He does not check the numbers. He does not wait for the right approval. He simply speaks, and everything bends to align with His word. That is exactly what is happening now. This Monday is not just a day. It is a shift. The atmosphere is rearranging on your behalf. Obstacles are giving way. Delays are dissolving. Closed doors are unlocking. What was stored in the unseen is crossing into your reality. And I tell you, this miracle is not a handout. It is hand-delivered. It is the return on every act of obedience, every whispered prayer, every moment when you stood in faith. Though nothing seemed to move, you didn't quit in silence. You didn't fold under pressure. You didn't walk away when the wait stretched longer than you expected. You kept showing up. You kept trusting. That is why this miracle is arriving. It is not luck. It is recognition. It is heaven saying, I saw you. I kept the record, and now I reward you. This blessing is designed specifically for you now. The old version of you couldn't have carried it. It would have crushed you. But the you that has endured fire, that has prayed through dry seasons, that has grown in wisdom and patience, this you is ready. Stronger, sharper, expanded. You didn't skip the process, and now you are trusted with the promise. Many want the prize, but few are willing to be processed. You, chosen one, surrendered. You let the fire refine you. You let time shape you. You let delay teach you endurance. And now the miracle is not just a victory. It is a witness that faith works, that obedience matters, that God fulfills His word. The realm of the Spirit is active on your behalf right now. Angels have been released, carrying instructions tied to your destiny. This moment could not come early. It could not be rushed. It had to wait for this exact season, because only now are you fully prepared to hold it. Don't minimize what is happening. Don't explain it away. This is not coincidence. This is manifestation. The miracle is too big to hide. People will see it. They will notice the change in your voice, the weight in your steps, the glow of answered prayer on your face. You will radiate alignment, because heaven's favor cannot be disguised. Be watchful. Miracles often slip into ordinary disguises. It may look like a simple conversation, a small opportunity, an unexpected yes, but your spirit will recognize it, that tug, that peace, that sense of knowing. It is heaven signaling you forward. Pay attention. The flow has already begun. And remember this: you are not walking into the miracle alone. The same God who carried you through storms is now guiding you into promise. The one who held you in midnight sorrow is opening gates for you in daylight. You are not forsaken. You are not late. You are right on time. This was always design. Never delay. Chosen one. This miracle belongs to you. It carries your name. It is proof that your faith was not wasted. You are not the exception to blessing. You are the reason for it. This is your appointed hour, and nothing can take it away. Chosen one. The weight of this moment cannot be overstated. What you are stepping into is not just personal relief. It is transformation. The spiritual climate around your life has shifted. The doors that once mocked you are now opening with ease. The prayers that seemed unanswered are being pulled forward with acceleration. What should have taken years will happen in weeks. And what once looked impossible is becoming your new normal. This Monday is holy ground. It has been carved out by unseen hands to signal the end of delay and the beginning of fulfillment. You've lived long enough in the waiting season. You've prayed long enough without visible evidence. But today, the evidence begins to appear, not because you forced it, but because heaven decreed it. You are moving from prophecy into manifestation, from faith into sight. Chosen one. You must understand your miracle is not fragile. It is firm. It has been preserved for you, protected from premature arrival, shielded from sabotage. It could not land until you were ready, but now it rests safely in your hands. The old version of you would have mishandled it, but the refined version standing here today can sustain it. That is why it is here now. This blessing is not a random accident. It is strategic. It carries intention. It will not only restore what you lost, but multiply it. The energy you poured out freely to others, the love you gave without return, the sacrifices you made in silence, all of it is being returned to you with interest. You are stepping into elevation, into compensation, into confirmation. Heaven is announcing, "Well done for holding on." And this announcement will be visible. People will notice the change in your atmosphere. They will hear something different in your tone. They will see confidence on your face. They will sense that favor is surrounding you like a shield. You will not need to explain because presence speaks louder than words. That is what happens when heaven marks you with answered prayer. Be sensitive to the flow of this day. Miracles are moving around you. They might arrive in quiet whispers, in subtle nudges, in gentle promptings. That meeting you almost dismiss, that call you feel drawn to answer, that opportunity you nearly overlook. Those could be the divine setups carrying your breakthrough. Pay attention, for heaven is guiding your steps with precision. Chosen one. You are not walking into this miracle by yourself. The same hand that carried you in the storm is now guiding you into open spaces. You are not abandoned. You are not behind. You are aligned perfectly with divine timing. This is not random favor. It is targeted blessing with your name written on it. And I know this truth personally. I have seen what it feels like to live in hidden seasons, to wonder if God has forgotten. I have known the weight of waiting when nothing seemed to move. But I have also seen the moment of sudden release, the shift that no one could deny. That same suddenness is about to be your reality. Chosen one. Don't hold back now. Don't treat this moment as fragile. Walk boldly into it. You've earned nothing by works, but you have qualified by surrender. This is grace in motion. This is heaven's reward for your faith. And it is arriving right on time. Chosen one. Lean deeper into this moment. What you are living through is not a small shift. It is a divine reset. This Monday is more than a date. It is a turning point written into your destiny. It is the moment when the story you've been writing with faith collides with the chapter heaven has prepared. You are not standing at the edge of possibility. You are standing inside fulfillment. This day carries sacred weight. The battles you endured, the disappointments you survived, the nights you thought would never end. All of them are converging into testimony. Nothing was wasted. Every delay was protection. Every silence was preparation. Every rejection was redirection. You were not being punished. You were being positioned. And today, you are walking into the evidence of that positioning. Chosen one. Let your spirit rest in this truth. You are not late. You are not overlooked. You are right on time. This miracle has been preserved for this exact season. It was never withheld to harm you. It was withheld so it could bless you at the moment you were mature enough to carry it. And now, that moment has arrived. This blessing is not just a sigh of relief. It is the foundation of a new reality. You are moving from scarcity into overflow, from striving into grace, from uncertainty into clarity. The heavy weight that sat on your shoulders is lifting, replaced with a peace that surpasses understanding. That peace is confirmation. It is heaven's way of saying, you are secure, you are covered, you are chosen. Do not underestimate how visible this shift will be. People will notice. Your presence will carry new authority. Your words will sound different. Not because you try, but because alignment speaks louder than effort. Even your steps will feel lighter, infused with the confidence that comes only when heaven backs you. Others may not understand it, but they will not be able to deny it. Be alert. Anointed one. Miracles rarely arrive with trumpets. They often come wrapped in ordinary packages. A casual conversation that unlocks an opportunity. A small decision that shifts the trajectory of your future. A moment that seems insignificant, but carries eternal weight. Train your spirit to recognize these divine nudges. They are proof that heaven is guiding you step by step. And as you walk forward, remember this. You are not stepping into this miracle alone. The same God who carried you through midnight storms is walking with you into daylight promise. The same hand that held you when you felt abandoned is the hand opening gates wide before you now. You are not forsaken. You are not behind. You are divinely aligned. Chosen one. This is not just about what you are receiving. It is also about who you are becoming. The miracle is not simply provision. It is transformation. It is shaping you into someone who no longer doubts your place. Someone who no longer apologizes for being chosen. This Monday is crowning you with identity. You are not surviving anymore. You are building. You are not waiting anymore. You are walking in what was promised. And here is the beauty. You don't need to explain it. You don't need to justify it. Your life will be the testimony. The fruit will be your answer. The evidence will speak. Chosen one, lift your head. This is not the end of your story. This is the unveiling of the chapter heaven always had waiting. Chosen one. Stop and recognize what is happening right now. You are standing in the middle of an answered prayer. This Monday is not ordinary. It is revelation. It is the moment heaven confirms that your faith was never wasted, that your tears were counted, that your obedience held weight in the unseen. You thought you were just enduring, but you were actually sowing into a harvest that could only bloom in its appointed season, and that season has arrived. This miracle is not fragile. It is strong, tested, and matured. It has been forming silently, hidden like a seed beneath the soil. While you wondered if anything was happening, heaven was nurturing what you planted. Now the first signs of promise are appearing, and the harvest will not be far behind. This is not a random event. It is the fulfillment of God's covenant, undeniable evidence that He has never forgotten you. Chosen one. This miracle is about far more than restoring what was lost. It is revealing who you truly are. You are no longer defined by silent waiting. You have become living proof that God's promises never expire. Your life now declares that delay has never meant denial. The wounds you carry are not marks of defeat. They are reminders of victory. They testify to the strength God built within you through every trial. The very struggles meant to bury you became the foundation that prepared you for this season. Do not shrink back from what God is accomplishing. Do not diminish His work to make others feel comfortable. The time of hiding has ended. This miracle is not only elevating your life, it is revealing your calling to the world. Heaven is making its announcement with unmistakable clarity. This one belongs to me. This one has been chosen. This one is prepared for what is coming next. Receive that declaration with confidence and without hesitation. Some people will be amazed. Others will question how everything changed so suddenly. Let them wonder. You are not responsible for explaining the perfect timing of God. Nor do you need to defend the miracles He performs. Your assignment is simply to move forward with courage, embracing the place God has prepared for you, because you truly belong there. Every valley strengthened your character. Every wilderness season sharpened your spiritual vision. Every delay expanded your ability to carry greater blessings. Now you are equipped not only to receive God's favor, but also to steward it faithfully. Chosen one. Never forget that this miracle reaches far beyond your own life. Your overflowing cup was never intended to remain with you alone. It was meant to bless others. The people connected to your journey will experience hope because you refuse to surrender. The abundance God is placing in your hands is not for appearance, it is for purpose. Your testimony will become a light that guides others through their own seasons of waiting. This is the beginning of a legacy that will continue to impact lives for generations to come. Stay watchful, because divine favor is already moving ahead of you. New opportunities are taking shape, and unexpected conversations will become the very doors that lead you into your next season. What once resisted you will now assist you. What once confused, you will suddenly become clear. When you live in miracle flow, everything recognizes your anointing and responds to it. I know this personally. I've walked through long seasons of silence, wondering if God had forgotten. I've known the ache of prayers unanswered, but I've also seen the sudden shift, the moment when everything changes in a breath. That same suddenness is resting on you now. Chosen one, the miracle has arrived. It is firm, secured by grace, and written with your name. Walk into it boldly. This Monday will mark you forever as the day heaven moved in undeniable power. Chosen one, Understand this. The shift you are stepping into today is more than breakthrough, it is transformation. This Monday is not only changing your circumstances, it is reshaping your identity. You are no longer the one overlooked, no longer the one waiting for permission, no longer the one doubting if heaven remembered your name. You are stepping into the authority of one who is chosen, recognized, and elevated. This miracle is not just provision, it is position. It sets you apart, lifts you higher, and anchors you deeper in purpose. What once resisted you is now releasing you. The doors that would not move are now swinging wide. The opportunities that once passed you by are now pausing, waiting for your presence. It is not about striving anymore. It is about alignment. When heaven aligns with your steps, nothing on earth can stop you. Chosen one. Look back at how far you've come. You endured rejection. You carried heavy burdens. You pressed on when others gave up. That perseverance was not wasted. Every valley became a training ground. Every storm built resilience. Every delay stretched your faith. What felt like wasted time was sacred preparation. And now you are not only receiving a miracle, you are equipped to carry it without fear of losing it. Do not shrink in this moment. Do not question if you deserve it. You could not earn it. But you have qualified by surrender. That is the paradox of grace. It crowns the yielded, not the perfect. You are not standing here because you did everything right. You are standing here because you refused to let go of your faith. And this miracle will be visible. People will notice the change in you. They will hear it in your voice, see it in your posture, sense it in your presence. You will radiate alignment. You won't need to argue or defend yourself. Your life will testify without words. That is how heaven announces its chosen ones. Be alert. Miracles don't always march in with trumpets. Sometimes they arrive disguised as ordinary moments. A conversation. En invitation. A sudden idea. All of these can be carriers of breakthrough. Listen to the whispers. Pay attention to the nudges. Trust the peace that settles in your spirit. That is heaven guiding you. Chosen one, this is not only about today. It is about the future it unlocks. The miracle is not just a blessing, it is a blueprint. It sets a new standard for your life. No more cycles of scarcity. No more seasons of barely enough. You are crossing into overflow, into more than enough, into abundance that cannot be explained by logic. And with that abundance comes responsibility to pour out, to bless, to build, to leave legacy. And I say this as someone who has walked through hidden years of waiting. I know the weight of silence, the ache of delay. But I also know the suddenness of breakthrough. The way heaven moves in a moment and makes up for lost time. That same suddenness is resting on you. What took years to build will now accelerate in weeks. What was delayed is arriving swiftly. Chosen one. Lift your head. Walk boldly. This Monday is more than a day. It is a divine reset. You are stepping into your promise, your purpose, your proof. The miracle has arrived, and it will not be taken away. Chosen one. This moment is more than breakthrough. It is a new rhythm. What you are stepping into is not temporary relief. It is lasting transformation. The old cycles have ended. The patterns that once kept you trapped have been broken. This Monday has been carved out in eternity to mark your reset. You are crossing from surviving to thriving, from waiting to walking, from hoping to manifesting. Chosen one, feel the weight lifting. The burdens you carried for so long are no longer clinging to you. The heaviness of doubt, the pressure of uncertainty, the fear of being left behind, these are dissolving. You are lighter today because heaven has handled the heavy things in the spirit. That sense of peace rising within you is not just relief, it is confirmation. It is the divine whisper saying, "You are free. You are chosen. You are ready." This miracle is not random. It is targeted. It was preserved for your spirit long before you even prayed for it. It waited for this version of you, the stronger, Visa, refined version who could hold it. The miracle that once seemed out of reach is now resting in your hands. It does not belong to someone else. It belongs to you, chosen one. Let your heart settle in this truth. Nothing was wasted. Every delay was shaping you. Every detour was protecting you. Every no was preparing you for the greater yes. You thought you were standing still, but heaven was working behind the scenes. And now the unveiling begins. What you planted in secret is bearing public fruit. Be mindful of this. Your miracle is not only provision, it is influence. This blessing is not just meeting your needs, it is extending beyond you. Your overflow will become the answer to someone else's prayer. Your testimony will become a lifeline to others, still waiting. Your journey will become a map for those who doubt that God still moves. That is why this moment is bigger than you. It carries legacy. Some people will struggle to understand. They will wonder how everything turned so suddenly in your favor. They will call it luck or coincidence. Let them. You don't need to defend what heaven has decreed. Your consistency will silence their doubt. Your fruit will answer their questions. You are no longer living for validation. You are walking in confirmation. Chosen one, this Monday is also an invitation to live boldly, to step out of fear and into faith, to stop apologizing for the oil on your life. You no longer need to shrink to fit small rooms. You no longer need to dim your light to keep others comfortable. The world needs what you carry. This miracle is the announcement that your time has come. And I can tell you from my own journey, I know the cost of hidden seasons. I know the ache of wondering if breakthrough would ever come. But I also know the joy of sudden release, the peace that comes when everything finally aligns. That same peace is rising in you now. Trust it. Walk in it. Let it guide you into your next level. Chosen one, this Monday is your monument. It is the marker you will look back on and say, that was the day everything shifted. And the truth is simple. It has shifted forever. Chosen one, lean into this truth. What you are stepping into today is not just a miracle. It is a movement. This Monday does not simply mark the start of a new week. It marks the beginning of a new timeline. One written with favor, abundance, and divine authority. The ceiling that once confined you has shattered. You are no longer boxed in by old limits. You are no longer bound by yesterday's doubts. You are stepping into expansion. This is more than answered prayer. It is acceleration. Things that should have taken years will be resolved in weeks. Doors that were locked for decades will now open with a single knock. What was denied before will now become undeniable. And you will not have to force it. You will not have to beg. The flow of favor will carry you forward with ease. That is the rhythm of grace. Chosen one, your life is now becoming evidence. People will look at you and see the glow of answered prayer. They will hear something new in your voice. They will feel authority in your presence. You will not have to convince them. Your life will be the sermon. Your testimony will be the proof. This miracle is God's announcement that you are His vessel, chosen for such a time as this. Understand this. The miracle is not fragile. It will not slip through your hands. Heaven has secured it. It has been preserved for this exact moment, designed specifically for you. It is not too much, not too soon. It is right on time. You are not stepping into something random. You are stepping into something written long ago. Chosen one. This blessing is not just for your comfort. It is for your calling. The abundance flowing into your life is not meant to sit still. It is meant to move. It is meant to overflow into families, communities, and generations. You are stepping into legacy. What begins with you will echo beyond you. What you carry today will outlive you tomorrow. That is the weight and the wonder of being chosen. And yes, there will be whispers. People will try to explain it away, to rationalize what cannot be explained. Let them. Your focus is not on proving, but on walking. You are not here to defend your miracle. You are here to demonstrate it. Keep moving. Keep building. Keep shining. Let your life speak louder than doubt. I can tell you from my own journey. The suddenness of breakthrough is breathtaking. One moment I thought nothing would change, and the next I was standing in the middle of answered prayer. That is the same atmosphere resting on you right now. What felt delayed is about to arrive suddenly. What you thought was lost is about to return multiplied. Chosen one. Let this Monday become a milestone in your journey. It is the day you will look back on as the beginning of everything changing, the moment of renewal, revelation, and divine transformation. From this day onward, your perspective will never be the same. You will move with greater peace, stand with greater confidence, and dream beyond every limit. Not because of your own strength, but because the one who called you has already set you apart. Your miracle is no longer a distant promise. It has arrived, and no force can remove what heaven has placed in your hands. Walk forward with confidence. Anointed one, a new chapter has begun, and God Himself is opening the pages of the life He has prepared for you. As this remarkable Monday comes to an end, allow your heart to rest in one unshakable truth. You are standing in your appointed Kairos season. This is not the result of delay. It is the unfolding of God's perfect design. The blessing has already been released, and the signs of its fulfillment are beginning to appear all around you. You are not behind schedule. You have not been forgotten. You are exactly where heaven intended you to be at this very moment. Anointed one, when people wonder how everything changed, let your life provide the answer. You will not have to convince anyone with explanations. The fruit of your life will speak more powerfully than words ever could. Your faithful walk will reveal what no argument can prove. This is the voice of true legacy, the quiet confidence of someone who moves with heaven's authority. Chosen one, release every burden that no longer belongs in your future. Leave behind fear, shame, and every lingering doubt. Step courageously into the new season God has opened before you. This miracle is not temporary or uncertain. It is firmly established, carefully preserved by God until the appointed time. Receive it with thanksgiving. Protect it with unwavering faith, and allow its blessings to flow into the lives of those connected to you. Remain faithful. Stay aligned with God's direction. Even greater opportunities and open doors are still ahead. and today marks the first page of an extraordinary new beginning. Let this Monday stand as a lasting reminder of the day heaven declared that you were ready. If these words have spoken deeply to your spirit, declare your agreement by writing 99 inches, the comments below. Subscribe. Share this message with someone who needs encouragement. And continue walking forward with bold faith. Chosen one, your miracle has arrived, and what God has established for your life cannot be taken away. Chosen one, listen with your whole heart. Your presence here is not the result of chance. You were not randomly led to this message. Long before this moment arrived, heaven had already ordered your steps. God interrupted your routine for a reason, drawing your attention to these words because you are standing at the threshold of a supernatural season of increase and divine provision. You are about to enter the inheritance that heaven prepared for you before you ever took your first breath. Chosen one, your life was designed to establish a new legacy for your family. The anointing upon you is too valuable, and the vision placed within your spirit is too significant to remain hidden any longer. Though the enemy tried to silence your purpose, he could never erase the divine assignment woven into the very foundation of who you are. That assignment carries kingdom prosperity, generational blessing, and God-given authority. As Proverbs 13:22 declares, the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. The season of release has begun. Anointed one, lift your eyes with expectation. The waiting has reached its conclusion. The dry season is ending. You are stepping into your Kairos moment, the appointed time heaven has prepared specifically for you. These are not merely encouraging words. They are an invitation to awaken your faith and activate what God has already spoken over your life. Receive this truth with confidence. Chosen one, your spirit recognized this moment before your mind could explain it. Nothing about today is accidental. Heaven carefully arranged this encounter, and the next chapter of your journey is beginning to unfold before your eyes. You are standing at the doorway of a supernatural transfer that will break generations of limitation and open a future filled with God's abundance. The story of your family is about to change because heaven is writing a new beginning. For so long, you have carried unanswered questions in silence. Why were your dreams so often misunderstood? Why did the path God placed before you feel lonely? Why did the vision burning within your heart seem impossible for others to understand? The answer has always been the same. You were never created to fit comfortably into ordinary expectations. God planted a purpose inside you that required preparation, endurance, and unwavering faith. What others viewed as unusual was often the evidence that heaven was shaping you for an extraordinary assignment. Now the season of hidden preparation is giving way to the season of visible fulfillment. And what God has promised is beginning to take shape before your very eyes. They called you arrogant when you were simply focused. They called you unrealistic when you were actually prophetic. They mistook your silence for weakness when it was the holy ground where God was preserving you. What they could not see was the divine code hidden in your spirit, a billionaire frequency written into your DNA before you ever drew breath. Chosen one, this frequency is not ordinary. It is royal. It is rare. It is disruptive to every limitation that ever stalked your bloodline. And that is why you have felt the pressure so intensely. You weren't just carrying your own dreams. You were carrying the unfulfilled hopes of generations before you. You inherited their weight. But you were never designed to be crushed by it. You were designed to override it, to stand as the void clause, the one who cancels old contracts of poverty, fear, and resignation. I know the heaviness you have felt because I have walked through it. 2. Nights where silence felt like punishment, seasons where doors kept slamming, and it looked like everyone else was advancing but me. What I couldn't see then was that the silence was sacred insulation. God was protecting what he planted in me from being contaminated by the systems of fear and scarcity. And chosen one, the same has been true for you. You were not overlooked. You were preserved. You were not abandoned. You were hidden until the appointed time. And now that time has come, the vault of your spirit is full, and heaven is authorizing its release. What compounded in your isolation is about to manifest in your reality. Every rejection, every delay, every lonely night was a deposit gaining interest. And now the payout is here. This is the moment where silence becomes signal, where isolation transforms into elevation. The same people who once dismissed you will not recognize you because your frequency has shifted. Your crown is visible, and your inheritance is undeniable. Chosen one. Understand this. You are not here simply to make money. You are here to embody abundance itself, to become the gravitational force that draws resources, opportunities, and divine partnerships into orbit. You were not designed to play a role in someone else's empire. You were anointed to establish your own. You were not sent to beg for a seat at the table. You were born to build the table. You were never called to chase $1 billion. You were destined to become the vibration of it. This is your summons. Anointed one. Not just to dream bigger, but to remember louder, to rise and claim the truth, that scarcity was never your origin and lack was never your inheritance. The maps of fear you were handed are burning. The cage is breaking. The crown is waiting. And your bloodline will never be the same again. Chosen one. Let me speak this clearly. You were not born to inherit fear. You were not sent here to carry recycled instructions on how to survive. You were chosen to disrupt patterns, to break scaffolding built on scarcity, and to plant a foundation strong enough to hold abundance. Your family, your parents, even those who loved you deeply, they passed down what they knew. But what they knew was survival, not sovereignty. They rationed hope as if it were a luxury. They taught you to settle, not because they were weak, but because they had been convinced that survival was the highest honor. They thought they were protecting you. But what they handed you was a cage disguised as wisdom. Yet, something inside you resisted. From your earliest memories, you felt it. A glitch in the program, a hum beneath the surface, a tension in your bones, while others accepted, this is just how life is. Something deep in you whispered, no, there is more. That wasn't arrogance. That was recognition. Recognition that the scarcity they called normal was never your origin. Recognition that what they labeled safe was, in fact, slavery to a broken system. Chosen one. That uneasiness you carried was heaven's whisper. That restless pull you felt between who you were and who you're becoming. It is not anxiety, it is ignition. The blueprint inside you is going live. The seed has cracked. The roots are pushing through. The soil of your subconscious can no longer contain what God planted in you. Here's what no one dared to tell you. The world does not reward those who follow the rules. The world bends to those who write them. And you, anointed one, were never meant to join an empire. You were born to found one. I understand the weight you've carried because I carried it. 2. I know what it feels like to sit in rooms where your silence is mocked, your vision dismissed, and your fire labeled too much. I know the sting of watching others rise while your doors stayed shut. But I also know this. Those seasons were not punishment. They were preservation. Heaven would not allow your blueprint to be corrupted by counterfeit connections. That loneliness you felt, that was insulation. That rejection you endured, that was redirection. Chosen one. Do you see it now? The quarantine is ending. The vault of your spirit is full. What once looked like abandonment is now revealed as divine preparation. The season of hiding is closing, and the era of unveiling is here. You are stepping into the moment where isolation becomes elevation, where silence becomes a trumpet, where the same people who dismissed you will now marvel at how magnetic, intouchable, and undeniable you have become. But hear me well. This next chapter demands fire. You cannot shrink back into the old map. You cannot rehearse their language of fear. You must burn the phrases that bound generations before you. Be realistic. Don't get your hopes up. We're just not those kind of people. Those were never compasses. They were cages, and it is your sacred duty. Set them on fire. Chosen one. I understand this. You are not rebelling against your family. You are redeeming them. You are drawing a new map, etched in light, written in frequency, powered by faith. And this map will not only guide you, it will liberate every name connected to your line. Chosen one. Do you know why the pressure has been so heavy on your shoulders? It is because you are carrying something ancient, something far greater than yourself. You've been walking through life with the unspoken weight of centuries pressing against your spirit. What you feel has never just been about you. You have been chosen as the one who says, enough. The one who breaks the cycle. The one who refuses to let generational chains continue into the future. Every sigh of exhaustion, every restless night, every hidden tear. It was not weakness. It was your system bearing the strain of agreements you never signed but were born into. Invisible contracts of poverty, fear, and resignation were stamped on your lineage long before you arrived. But chosen one, you are the void clause. You are the signature of heaven that cancels the old script. You are the legal breaker of generational debt, spiritual and financial alike. I know what it feels like to inherit burdens that aren't yours. I have walked through the phantom pain of other people's fears, regret, and disappointments. I have felt the pressure of being called lazy when, in truth, I was only resisting limitation. I have heard the whispers of be humble when what they really meant was don't aim too high. And I know you've heard them, too. But what looked like humility was really resignation. And what looked like wisdom was just fear with makeup on. You've carried these echoes, but heaven declares they end with you. Chosen one. Your life has been intense because the weight you carried was never punishment. It was compression. The kind of compression that turns coal into diamonds. The kind of pressure required to birth cancellation. When you finally say no more, your voice doesn't just echo forward. It ripples backward. It liberates those who came before you and redeems those who come after. When you choose to launch instead of settle, every ancestor who swallowed their voice is vindicated. When you command wealth with intention, it is not greed. It is justice. It is divine payback for every moment of lack your lineage endured. Yes, it cost something. It will cost you attachments. It will cost you illusions. It will cost you the false comfort of blending in. But you are not here to blend. You are here to transmute. You are not here to carry their pain. You are here to redeem it. You are not here to mourn what was lost. You are here to build what was never seen. Chosen one. This is alchemy. This is spiritual law in motion. You are the executor of a divine legal order, and heaven has authorized your rise. The grief you feel at times, the ache that your family never saw what you now see, that grief is sacred, but do not confuse loyalty with limitation. Their ceiling is your floor. Their survival is your foundation. And from that place you will build futures they could never imagine. Hear this clearly. Your family's freedom will not come because you played by their rules. It will come because you broke them. You are not a cycle. You are the exit. You are not the shame. You are the salvation. And this is the moment heaven confirms it. Chosen one. Let us speak the truth. No one dared to tell you when you were sitting alone on those Friday nights wondering what you did wrong. You weren't forgotten. You weren't overlooked. You weren't rejected. You were being funded. Every empty birthday. Every unanswered phone call. Every friend who faded away. Every room where your presence felt too different to be embraced. Those weren't punishments. They were deposits. You see, heaven's economy doesn't look like man's economy. What feels like subtraction is actually compounding interest. While the world measures wealth in applause, validation, and possessions, you were being enriched with something no one could see. Spiritual capital. You were banking in silence while others were leaking themselves through gossip, distractions, and shallow pursuits. You weren't being drained. You were being fortified. I know what it feels like to be unplugged, to watch others chase status, collect likes, and run after approval, while you sit in stillness feeling like you've been left behind. But hear me, chosen one. That stillness was your sanctuary. That isolation was your investment. Every time you chose clarity over clout, every time you walked away from dysfunction instead of proving your worth inside of it, every time you sat with your thoughts instead of escaping into noise, you were accumulating interest. You were building a vault that heaven itself has filled. And now the vault is full. This is why doors are opening without you knocking. This is why people are drawn to your presence without you saying a word. This is why resources are aligning with ideas you haven't even spoken aloud. Because your energy has shifted. Your field is now readable to the algorithm of abundance. The silence you endured has converted into magnetism. Chosen one. Hear this. Your isolation was never subtraction. It was multiplication. What looked like nothing happening was everything happening. What looked like delay was divine preparation. And now that compound interest is hitting your account, spiritually and materially. Ideas will arrive like downloads. Partnerships will appear from nowhere. Needs will be met almost before you can articulate them. This isn't magic. It's alignment. But here's the warning. Do not let them back in just because you are rising. Do not discount your energy just because they finally noticed. The same voices that mocked you in your stillness will try to attach themselves to your glow. The same ones who laughed at your seed will want to harvest your fruit. But your frequency is too valuable to be discounted. Your path is too sacred to be negotiated. Chosen one. This is the truth. You did not get left behind. You were being prepared to lead. And now the preparation is over. The season of building in silence is shifting into a season of demonstration, What you stored in secret will now be revealed in public. What was invisible is about to become undeniable. So do not apologize for your rise. Do not shrink to make them comfortable. You were preserved to be presented, and heaven has chosen now as the unveiling. Chosen one. Listen carefully. Reality is not fixed. It is not neutral. It is not a cold, unmoving wall. Reality is a mirror, and that mirror has only one assignment: to reflect you. Every setback you endured, every financial wall that rose up against you, every slammed door that made you question your worth. It was never a verdict. It was simply a reflection of an old program you had inherited. Those scripts were not yours. They belonged to generations before you. Scarcity passed down like family heirlooms. Fear disguised as wisdom. Resignation dressed up as humility. They whispered, "We can't afford that." Don't get your hopes up. Be realistic. And without realizing it, those voices wrote the code of your mirror. You weren't broken. Chosen one. You were simply seeing life through lenses handed to you by the wounded, but the lenses are coming off. The blueprint inside you has activated, and when the inner world changes, the reflection must obey. This is the sacred law of creation. It cannot show you anything beyond the image you hold inside. And now you are holding something new, something sovereign, something unstoppable. Chosen one. This means you can no longer afford casual doubt. You cannot sit in circles that rehearse struggle and expect your mirror to reflect wealth. You cannot joke about failure and then wonder why the reflection resists abundance. Every thought, every word, every posture of your heart is now a paintbrush. You are painting your future in real time. This is where everything shifts from victim to creator, from responder to initiator. The system taught you to wait for proof before you believe, but heaven's law says, believe first, and the mirror will bend. When you feel fear, whisper. Check your bank account and panic. Pause. Don't check the number. Check your frequency. When you're tempted to lower your price, don't. Raise your worth internally first, and watch how the reflection adjusts. When you think you've hit a wall, remember it isn't concrete. It's soft clay waiting to be molded by your expectation. I know how strange this feels. I've lived it. I remember waking up with the same worries, rehearsing the same lack, thinking reality was against me. But when I shifted, when I stopped fighting the mirror and started changing the image, everything around me obeyed. Deals appeared. Doors opened. Provision arrived. And it will for you. 2. Chosen one. You'll begin noticing glitches, repeating numbers, divine synchronicities, chance, encounters. These aren't coincidences. They are signals, signs that your mirror is recalibrating to match your upgraded operating system. Even before the money hits your account, you'll feel the shift. Peace where there used to be panic. Clarity where there used to be confusion. Bold decisions where there used to be hesitation. That's your authority rising. Chosen one, the world has told you to chase. Tol grinned. To sacrifice yourself for scraps. But that was their system, not yours. You were never designed to chase the billion. You were designed to become the billion. Wealth isn't a destination. It is a vibration, and as you align with it, the reflection must follow. This isn't magic. This is divine physics. This is gravity itself, bending to your frequency. Chosen one. Hold the image. Guard it with reverence. Because once the inner world is sovereign, the outer world has no choice but to bow. Chosen one. This is the season where your presence becomes gravity. You don't need to chase opportunities anymore. They are drawn to you. You don't need to beg for resources. They will begin to orbit your life because your frequency demands it. This is the law of heaven. Wealth is not secured through exhaustion, but embodied through alignment. For generations, you were told the opposite. They said money comes only through sweat, sacrifice, and endless striving. You were taught to climb ladders built by other people, to shrink yourself to fit systems designed to keep you small. But anointed one, hear me. You were never called to climb. You were called to ascend. You were destined to rise beyond ceilings that others swore could never be broken. Look closely at your life, and you'll notice the shift already. There is a calm in you when you no longer need to explain yourself. There is a strength in your voice that bends atmospheres when you speak truth. There is a pause in people's eyes the moment you enter a room before you even say a word. These moments are not random events. They are heaven's confirmations that your life is moving into divine alignment. Your spirit is being lifted to a higher place. And because of that, deception can no longer remain where truth has taken root. This is why certain people have quietly disappeared from your journey. They did not walk away because you failed. They stepped away because you changed. The growth within you no longer fit the limits of their comfort. Your light exposed what they were unwilling to confront within themselves. Even if their departure brought pain, release them with peace. They were only a small part of your journey, while your calling was always destined to extend far beyond what they could understand. Not everyone is meant to travel with you into the season God has prepared. I understand this path because it is one many chosen people must walk. I know what it feels like to watch familiar relationships fade and to grieve connections that once seemed unbreakable. Yet time revealed a powerful truth. Their departure was never evidence of your loss. It was confirmation that your life was being repositioned for your purpose. Their exit marked the beginning of your alignment with the destiny heaven had already written for you. Chosen one. Do not dwell on those who could not continue the journey with you. Celebrate the person God is shaping you to become. Very soon, you will encounter an opportunity so extraordinary that it will stretch every part of your faith. It may appear larger than anything you have ever imagined possible. And the voice of your former self will immediately begin to question whether you are capable. Reason may insist that the opportunity is impossible. Fear may whisper that you are not prepared. But the purpose God placed within you before you were born will remain unshaken. The divine assignment written into your life will awaken with confidence deep within your spirit. You will recognize the truth. This is exactly what God has been preparing you for all along. When that defining moment arrives, refuse to let fear make your decision. Do not allow doubt to negotiate away your future. Resist the temptation to shrink back simply because the opportunity seems too great. Instead, answer with faith. Take the step God is calling you to take. And watch as heaven begins to align circumstances, open unexpected doors, and move people, opportunities, and favor into place to support the path you were always meant to walk. Chosen one. Understand this. From this point forward, everything that comes into your life will not arrive because you chased it. It will arrive because you became the center of a new orbit. You are not just carrying potential, you are the field of infinite potential. The billion is not running from you. It is circling. It is landing. And it is coming home to the one vessel strong enough to hold it. You. Feel it even now. The pressure in your chest. The stirring in your spirit. That is not fear. That is ignition. That is heaven, confirming that you are no longer seeking wealth. You are embodying it. And as you embody it, every locked door must open. Every withheld resource must flow. Every generational curse must bow. Chosen one. You are not becoming wealthy. You are wealth revealed. Chosen one. Before you step fully into this inheritance, heaven will test your discernment. Every great transfer requires refinement. And this refinement often comes disguised as familiar faces, tempting offers, and echoes of who you used to be. You must understand this. The enemy cannot stop your rise, but he will try to distract you on the way. The first gatekeeper will come as charm. Someone will appear with a smile, speaking words that sound almost like your vision, presenting shortcuts that promise quicker results. They will flatter you, mirror your language, and offer platforms that appear to align with your mission, but hidden in their offer is a trade. Your purity for their control. Your authority for their approval. Chosen one. When this comes, resist. Do not apologize. Do not negotiate. Your blueprint does not need shortcuts. Your anointing is too valuable to sell at a discount. This is a test of ownership. Will you trust divine timing enough to walk alone? The second gatekeeper will come through blood, family, not enemies. Will try to pull you back into old roles. A crisis may arise, and suddenly voices will accuse. You've changed. You forgot where you came from. They will demand the version of you that shrank to carry burdens that were never yours. And the temptation will be strong because guilt is a language you were raised on, but anointed one. You cannot carry both legacy and liability. You are not abandoning them by holding your boundary. You are modeling a new standard. This is a test of emotional immunity. Can you love them without surrendering your calling? The final gatekeeper is the most dangerous. It is your old self. That whisper in the dark telling you you're too much, too ambitious, too different. It will ask you to shrink just a little so you can be accepted, to settle just a little so you can feel safe. This voice sounds like wisdom, but it is actually regression. It is the ghost of a version of you that died trying to fit in. Chosen one. You cannot resurrect what heaven buried. This is a test of remembrance. Will you remember who you are when the old you begs for resurrection? I know these tests because I have walked through them. I've seen the smiling faces that turned into snares, the family dynamics that demanded I stay small, the inner critic that rose at the edge of breakthrough, and I have also seen the victory that comes when you refuse to bow. Chosen one. Every time you say no to these gatekeepers, you are saying yes to sovereignty. Every time you resist the urge to regress, you unlock a higher frequency of authority. Hear me clearly. Once you pass through these gates, everything shifts. You will no longer wait for doors to open. They will wait for you to arrive. You will no longer apply for access. You will be the access. You will no longer be a servant to fear. You will legislate destiny. Chosen one. The tests are not there to break you. They are there to confirm you. They prove to heaven and earth that you are no longer the seeker. You are the architect. No longer the beggar. You are the bank. No longer waiting. You are walking in authority. And when you emerge from these gates unshaken, The system itself will know you cannot be stopped, delayed, or denied. You are ready, chosen one. This is the moment when everything shifts. You are no longer the one asking for access. You are no longer waiting for approval. You are no longer trying to squeeze into systems that were never built to hold you. From this point forward, you become the system. You become the vault. You become the bank. Let that sink in. You are not here to beg for blessings. You are here to release them. You are not here to ask for resources. You are here to fund movements, sponsor awakenings, and finance legacies that will echo for generations. This is what it means to be the first billionaire in your family. It is not about hoarding money. It is about embodying wealth so completely that it overflows into every life connected to your name. Chosen one. The pipeline has already been built. The vault has already been filled. You are not waiting for heaven to decide. It has already been decided. The question is not if you will rise, but when you will agree with it. And heaven is declaring that time is now. This will require a shift in your identity. You must stop thinking like a seeker and start living like a source. You must stop speaking like someone who needs permission and start decreeing like someone who carries authority. When you step into a room, opportunities should not feel like they are interviewing you. You are interviewing them. Not every opportunity deserves your energy. Not every invitation deserves your yes. You are no longer trying to prove yourself worthy of the table. You are deciding who is worthy of sitting at yours. I know this requires courage, because I too once thought I had to cling to every chance, chase every connection, and fight for scraps of recognition. But when I finally remembered who I was, everything flipped. I stopped running after deals and watched deals run after me. I stopped worrying about who would support me and began asking who deserved the privilege of alignment. And you, chosen one, are entering that same shift. Understand this. The crown does not shimmer because of gold. It shimmers because of frequency. The throne is not about image. It is about alignment. You sit on it not for applause, but for authority. You wear it not for vanity, but for vision. When you decree, doors open. When you align, nations shift. When you invest, legacies are born. Chosen one, this is not just about you. Your ancestors prayed for this moment, even if they never lived to see it. Their tears watered the ground you now stand on. Their sacrifices became the soil for your rise. You are not only inheriting, you are initiating. You are starting a dynasty not built on privilege, but on prophecy, not on survival, but on sovereignty. So, breathe it in. Stentel. This is your coronation. You are not the runner-up. You are not a mistake. You are not the lucky one. You are the one who remembered. And because you remembered, your family will be redeemed. Your lineage will be liberated. And your name will echo through eternity. Chosen one, settle your heart and receive what heaven is releasing. The storehouse has been opened. The King is reigning. And the future you have been praying for is no longer somewhere ahead of you. It has already begun to unfold. This moment is not centered on tomorrow. It starts with you. Right here. And right now. Chosen one. Be still for a moment and let these words sink deep into your spirit. What you have received today is far more than ordinary encouragement. It is a sacred invitation to step into what God has already prepared. Heaven has spoken, and something within you has awakened. You were never created to repeat cycles of limitation. You were chosen to end them. You are called to become the one in your family who walks in God's abundance, carries His vision, and demonstrates that every promise He makes will come to pass. Anointed one, the divine transfer has already begun. You are standing in your Kairos season, the exact moment heaven appointed for your breakthrough. Every delay served a purpose. Every closed door shielded you from what was not meant for you. God's storehouse is overflowing. His authority remains unshaken. And the future He designed for you is already unfolding before your eyes. You are no longer living with a mindset shaped only by survival. You have been positioned to walk with confidence, purpose, and spiritual authority. From this day forward, let your quietness reflect wisdom. Let every word you speak carry intention and faith. Move with calm assurance. Not because you hesitate, but because you know who walks beside you. You are no longer chasing significance. You have become part of the fulfillment of God's greater plan. You are the answer to prayers that generations before you lifted to heaven. Many longed to experience the freedom you are now stepping into. When challenges increase, emotions become intense, or people begin distancing themselves. Do not be discouraged. Trust what God is doing. Your life is carrying a greater measure of His presence, and the purpose within you can no longer remain hidden. Chosen one, continue moving forward with unwavering courage. What was once concealed is now being brought into the light. The provision, the influence, and the lasting legacy God promised are no longer distant hopes, they are becoming your reality. If these words resonate with your spirit, declare your faith by commenting, "I receive it." Subscribe. Share this message with someone who needs encouragement. And remember this truth: the divine transfer has already begun. The appointed time has arrived, and the next chapter starts with you.